This lecture is about newest research findings to the question, what makes an artist successful? What makes an artist successful? The answer to this question is difficult. Probably you had a moment when you were standing in a museum, looking at a work and thought, hey, I could do this, but much better. Why is this work in the museum and not mine, which is unsold at home? If you then ask a curator of the show why she included this work, she will most likely give you a long answer, stating the relevance of the artist, referring to the context, and in her explanation use a lot of words I have difficulties pronouncing. If you ask the dealer of this artist why this artist is successful, she will probably list some shows that the artist was included in and name drop who else collects her. If you ask a collector, she will probably say that the artist's work inspires her and she's passionate about it. As you can see, success in art is hard to measure because it's highly subjective. In sports, it's very different. There are objective criteria to define success. The best NFL team is the one that wins the Super Bowl. The fastest runner crosses the line first, the best tennis player wins the matches, and so on. In art, these criteria are missing. But can't we really explain it? Take a look at these two works. Which one do you like more? If you just hit the pause button to identify a difference, I can assure you there isn't one. They're identical, just the colors of the one are a little bit off. What if I told you that one of them sells for roughly 2.5 million, while the other one only sells for $15,000? And what if I tell you that the work that sells for 2.5 million is only a photocopy of the $15,000 work? You will probably have the same feeling as when you're standing in the museum and say to yourself, I'm fascinated by data. So I set out to analyze why the same artwork could be of so different value. I wanted to understand what makes an artist successful. And here success is measured in financial terms. To do this, I partnered with Harvard data scientist Sam Freiberger and one of the leaders in the field of data science, Albert Laszlo Barbasi, and their team consisting of Roberta Sinatra and Christoph Riedel. We looked at 500,000 artists and 10 million price points. In December 2018, our results were published in Science, the world's leading academic journal. The outcome of our effort was this map. It unveils the effect on artists' careers of a powerful network of art institutions. It captures how art moves around the world and how institutions are linked by the artists they exhibit. Let me explain it in detail. The dots that you see here are the institutions. The colors of the dots represent the countries the institution is in. The size of the dot shows the relevance this institution has on the price level of an artist. So a big dot means huge impact on the price level. We used a mathematical concept called centrality, which is drawn from network science and is one that is at the core of the Google search ranking algorithm. The proximity of the dots show which institutions are linked to each other because they show the same artists. As you can see, one hub truly stands out. This is where the big dots are. I call it the Holy Land. Everywhere else you can see only a lot of small dots, often grouped together. We call those island networks, as they represent fairly ineffective institutions. In the Holy Land, there are two museums, the Museum of Modern Art and the Guggenheim, surrounded closely by two commercial galleries, Gagosian and Pace. Close to it are 3 more museums: the Metropolitan Museum, the Art Institute of Chicago, and the Whitney. Interestingly enough, most of them New York institutions. An exhibition at one of these is guaranteed ascent to fame and headline prices. Here is the definition of artistic validation. It was devastating to unfold this map. 99% of all institutions scored low, and there's only one route to success. If an artist is not part of the Holy Land, you're stuck in an island network where only limited success is achievable. Here, the probability is low to ever cross the bridge to the Holy Land. Also, we could show that the first 5 exhibitions count. If you fail to earn early in your career an immediate invitation to show your work at any of the high-ranked institutions, then your invitation is unlikely to ever come. If you, however, made it into the top league early in your career, you will most likely stay there. There have been a few rags to riches stories, however, but they are limited. Take a look. No more than 240 artists who began exhibiting at low prestige institutions made it eventually to the top. That's 0.048% of the sample we analyzed. In the expert interview with Sam Freiberger, my co-author on the study, we talk about these artists in particular and what helped them to climb to the top. So let me summarize our study. Success in art is predictable because success is determined by a small hidden network of a few players, mostly based in New York. Where you start determines where you end, and who you know is more important than what you create. The fact that women, people of color, and members of the LGBT community score considerably lower is a result from that power play that is happening in the central network. This research shows you what you don't learn at art school. It shows you the path to success. That's why it forms the key to my class. In the following lectures, I will explain you how to make use of these findings and what implications we can draw from this. You will see you can use this research for your advantage to become a successful artist.